Hello YouTube, this is Shadow again with another Marvel Legends unboxing slash review. Right now, due to some limitations with my iPad, which is what I use for my camera, I'm kind of limited in how long I can record videos due to some storage issues. So what I'm going to do is, for the next couple of reviews, I'm just going to show you some box shots. I think I'm going to basically show you the packages as they are here, maybe the backs, and then I'll unbox them off cam and then go straight to kind of just what I think about them, as opposed to doing the actual unboxing on cam and everything. So we'll take a pause here, let you look at the front shots. So I have the new Marvel Legends, I forgot what wave this is. I want to say Captain America wave. It has bath parts for Red Onslaught, but I think this would be called Red Skull wave. That's right. So this is Mockingbird, the comic book old style like Captain America, and we have Sharon Carter. Here's what the figures look like on their sides. So you can see what Mockingbird, Cap, and Sharon Carter look like. I believe Sharon Carter and Mockingbird were like swaps or something, so that's why they have the same artwork on their box. And if I rotate it, here we go. We get a picture of Sharon Carter. Here we go is a picture of, move it back. There's Mockingbird, and Bobby Morse, and Sharon Carter. Two of the heroines from S.H.I.E.L.D. And it tells you how many figures are in the wave, and then which parts connect to what on Onslaught. And then here we have the back. I think that because this one's the same. Here we have the back here of Captain America, and what the box looks like on the back of the packaging. Alright, so we'll start with Mockingbird first. This is what you get out of the box. And I have to say it's a pretty good figure. Looking at her, everything looks pretty good. I actually happened to get one with pretty good paint. There's a few issues here. I'm trying to see if we can get it on camera, but like right here at the leg, there's a little smudginess that kind of takes away from the figure. These numbers are really annoying on the back. And on her glasses, there's a little bit of chip paint on mine. It might not be the same as yours when you get it, but there's a little bit of chip paint on her sunglasses. But it's a really cool figure here. She has a little bit of articulation up here, not much because it's limited by the hair. Her shoulder joint kind of goes around. It's really because she's a newer figure for whatever reason. This one came really like stiff out of the box. She has a diaphragm that works well, except for, you know, it cuts off the uniform, so you can kind of have to like pose around that. The joints kind of go up here, out to the side, not really too far back. A swivel, double jointed knee, you know, rocker. It pivots forward a little bit and it clicks in, and it pivots back at the ankle. But she doesn't quite have everything you'd want, but I think more or less, I think she's one of the better ones. I would like the double jointed elbow, for example, maybe, and a swivel here or something, but you do have a wrist and a flex here, and the sculpt is really nice. Marvel did a really good job, or Hasbro I should say did a really good job with this one. She's having problems standing on my desk, so that's why I'm holding her. She comes with this part here, which also came from the Daredevil, I believe. That was from a year or two ago. I think they had a Walgreens one, and it's a double jointed like sort of like stick baton that she can hold in her hand, and fits just fine as like an accessory. Either you could split it up into one or two pieces, so that works. And she also comes with the parts for. Part of the reason I got her is because she comes with the parts for the Red Onslaught bath, or Build-A-Figure you would call it. So Comes with the torso and the 2 shoulder pieces that kind of go up here for Red Onslaught. So we're gonna pretty much end it here, and we'll now take a look at Captain America. Alright, so now here we have the Marvel Legends Steve Rogers Captain America, and I like this figure, but it's already shown a problem that's come with the figure. He has these like buckles, shoulder straps that kind of go over his shoulder, and as you see, they're meant to go over the shoulder to kind of give you that effect like he has his shield strapped to his back. But on mine, this one will not hold on, and these are made separate parts. They're sculpted, but there's nothing to attach them to, and this one does not want to cooperate. So I'm just going to take them off. I'm gonna have to find another way to hopefully secure that. So here you have a pretty good figure in terms of the sculpt. Nice ab crunch, even though, well, not too bad. Actually, it does show these stripes going all the way back, and it doesn't really have an awkward back pose, and it goes all the way up. I like the ratcheting there, and again, for some reason, all my parts are really stiff. Like, maybe next time I'm gonna have to warm them up a little bit, or put them in some water before I do a review. But pretty good articulation. I like the build. Gives you that comic really strength, and like, he seems a little squat, but he's a tall figure. Like, I don't know, it's like the muscles like make him look kind of not scrawny, but like short, I don't know, stubby. But the head goes up about that much, not as, it could be a little higher, but he hits the helmet is like preventing the neck from going up. And go all the way around and down. We did the waist twist, we did arms, shoulders, legs. They come out. There's a swivel here. Go out about that far. They go back just a little bit and out to the right. Double jointed knees. Does have a swivel below the boot. And it can go forward a little bit at the shoe. Definitely a lot back, but probably not as much forward as you'd want. And he has that nice ankle pivot, which is great. So I would say pretty good figure. I didn't own a Captain America before this. I had the movie Chris Evans cap, but I didn't own a previous like comic book version of Captain America. And this is pretty cool. And here, I'm not sure if this is Bucky cap mold, at least on the top, but he does have that hole in the back. So he does come with the shield, and you can peg the shield in the back there really nicely, so you can look like he's carrying it, which is really nice. And then the shield is that Marvel Legends type shield, so it has a clip right there that kind of goes around the hand, so you can bring the shield up and over. And it's a nice size. I feel like the shield for this figure maybe is a little small, but you know, whatever reason, the sculpt makes this figure look small as it is, so I guess it kind of works for this one. But I really do like this kind of like old style, you know, with the Buccaneer shoes and the gloves, cap, except for these silly straps. I don't know why they gave this to us without a way to secure them. They could have did something maybe with a strap or something going across the back, or some type of holster or something, or I don't know, to attach that. He also comes with a pointing hand. I'm sorry, this is the saluting hand that you can swap out, and then the pointing hand, so you can show like Cap is in charge and giving directions as a leader. And a part for the Red Onslaught bat, which is sort of like a tail or a cape or something for Red Onslaught, I guess, or whatever. So that's pretty much it. Pretty cool. He doesn't have any problem standing. I do like this figure a lot if you don't have a Cap. Only thing, his head looks a little weird. It looks a little old and grim. I wish he had an expression on the face. I don't necessarily like this face for Cap, but it's okay. So now we'll just move on to Sharon Carter in our review. So here we are, the third and final figure of our review. Here's Sharon Carter. This is the comic books version of her, I believe, granddaughter or niece of Peggy Carter from the comics. So here she is. I'd say she's an okay figure, sort of sculpted. Her head can kind of go this way, that way, but it's restricted by the hair. You kind of have to bring the hair down to get it around. Shoulder joint kind of goes like this. Everything is kind of stiff again. You can kind of rotate your diaphragm in and out, so that's nice here. There's some sculpting there in the belt, which is cool. Her leg can kind of go up, but you can't really do anything else with it because her legs are attached to this holster and her belt, so you can't really move everything as much as you want it to. I'd be afraid of like getting this ripped. I appreciate that she has sculpting here with the guns and stuff, so you can see that she has weapons, but they're sculpted in, so it's like they're not even accessories that she can even use. And she comes with one fist hand and one open hand. She doesn't have any swappable hands. She comes with this gun, which is okay. I mean, I'd rather have it than not have it, but it's just gray plastic. There's nothing to it. There's no color, no paint on it. So that can kind of goes right in her hand here. And she holds it okay with the trigger finger. There we go. You can get that better. But the biggest problem I had with this figure so far is just trying to get it to stand. And she has these wedge sort of like heels shoes that she's wearing, and the feet are not straight. I don't know if it's mine, the way it like was put in the plastic, but yeah, it just doesn't want to stand up because the toes, see where the leg is, where the middle of the leg is, but where the toe ends up being like on the outside, it doesn't really make sense. So I'm having a really hard time getting her to stand. But for comparison, this is basically the same figure, a repaint of this figure, but this was the first model of this figure where they split the holsters here, but then it has a weird kind of wonky look with the holsters and belt being split, but it allows a little bit more free movement of the leg. And then they redid this figure and did it for Age of Ultron, and did a Maria Hill MCU version. So that's why she doesn't have the back flap that kind of covers over her butt, and this one does. Sharon Carter does. But otherwise, I'd say this is okay figure. I would say collect it if you need the bath part, which is the leg of Onslaught. I want to say right leg, based on the way the foot is. So this looks nice, and it has a little bit of paint in there, and looks like the figure will be a nice size compared to, I mean, if just one leg is already the size of, almost 2/3 of Sharon Carter, it should be a pretty massive figure. But I would say pass if you are an individual collector, but if you need her for your collection, if you want a collection to go with the other characters, then go ahead. But otherwise, I would say pick her up on a discount. Don't pay full price for this one. She's not as good as the other two in this review. Alright guys, there you have it. So you have a review of Cap, Mockingbird, and Sharon Carter from Marvel Legends. Like I said before, I think having seen them and reviewed them now, and seen some other YouTubers reviews and stuff from different channels, I would recommend the Mockingbird first, then Cap, then Sharon, if you had to go in that order. Because I feel like this one, I think if I'm right, is all new parts, whereas they reuse stuff for these two characters here. And she has a really unique kind of like look to her, and I appreciate that they made you gave you her eyeglasses, which actually to me her face actually looks much nicer without the glasses on. But it's a cool feature nevertheless to have them on, and I wouldn't mind seeing that again in some other Marvel figures. So again, thanks for tuning in to my review. I have a lot more Marvel Legends to unbox today. I have probably 10 different characters I gotta get through, and different bath parts and stuff I gotta unbox and stuff to get out there. So appreciate you tuning in, watching all the way, and this is Shadow signing out. I'll see you in the next review.